Dogecoin, 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 Dogecoin. Now, if I was to do that the entire show, then of course it will go viral. 1 million views, easy, not even a question. We would have at least a 69% like rating, and that would just be low side. We may even get up all the way as high as 420% like rating, but with this commercial coming out for Dogecoin, there is a huge amount of excitement that is building, even though Dogecoin is not where we want it to be in terms of price, even though it has gone down some this month. There's still a lot to look forward to. Take a look. This right here is Gronk. If you don't know him, he's an NFL player currently on the Buccaneers, playing over there with Brady. He has multiple rings, one of the best tight ends in NFL history, and also one of the most lovable personas in the NFL. You can see here, he starts the commercial out on his phone. This commercial for Voyager then shows a cute little Shiba Inu pup. Take a look. How adorable is that little guy? Then he has his beautiful VGX necklace on, a little bit of bling. You gotta have it. And then, of course, we go to this part of the commercial where the Shiba Inu shows off some of his skills, throwing the football directly to Gronk, a perfect spiral right into the diamond of his hands. Unfortunately, Tom, we're going to have to move you along. We now have a new official GOAT, and that is, of course, this Shiba Inu here from the video. Then, further in the video, we have Gronk asking the Shiba Inu, why do you keep pitching Doge to me? And of course, the Shiba Inu has a perfect response, just sitting there and looking cute. I mean, it's hard to beat that as a response. Then they watch a movie, and with things like this happening, there's no question it's going to really catapult Dogecoin into the spotlight. Then the end scene of the commercial is very Gronk, where are treats, so TD, wow, such crypto, much Voyager, wow, hi, Ralphie. Ralphie, by the way, is Gronk's current dog. It's his little pug. But you can see here, this shows the bounce on exchanges when it comes to Bitcoin, and that's an important chart. But I think what's more important than just charts like this is what we are actually seeing with the price of Dogecoin, and what we're seeing with the energy that's building. Because with commercials coming like this, there's no question it's going to prove that Dogecoin really is the most underrated right now when it comes to its spots. Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, Cardano number 3, Binance Coin number 4, Tether number 5, XRP number 6, Solana number 7, Polkadot number 8, then Dogecoin down here at number 9. And when Dogecoin was all the way up there at number 3, it was easy to make the argument, okay, well, maybe it's not that underrated. I mean, it's number 3 in the world, it's pretty dang high, and of course, we aren't going to be happy until it's number 1 and number 2, right? But at number 3, it was kind of harder to make the argument. But when Dogecoin right now has the number 2 name recognition in the entire world, yeah, that's right, and number 2 in the world, and also on top of that, is getting national TV commercials. What other crypto at the top here is getting them? You see Bitcoin and Ethereum in a couple, but not really to the same degree. What other one is getting them? There is not one. And so when you have the updates, when you have Elon Musk, and you combine that with the fact that it's currently 9, it's easy to see why so many people believe, and are correct in believing this, that Dogecoin is currently by far the most underrated crypto at the top, and the one that I think is going to end up outlasting all of the rest in the end. Solana and Polkadot have been doing really well, and we shouldn't underrate them either. They're both two cryptocurrencies that have some major potential and some good use case. But still, they're not number 2 when it comes to name recognition, not even close, and they do not have anywhere near the community or the energy that Dogecoin has built up over time. So let's continue to be excited about that. And now, back to this important chart here that a lot of people may not even have seen before, which actually shows what is happening right now with the Bitcoin balance on exchanges. And we have seen it going down massively in terms of the amount that's being held on exchanges, from 2.88 billion all the way back August of 20, going down all the way here to around 2.81 billion in February 21. And that's a pretty large amount to drop. Even though it doesn't seem that big, it's pretty dang big when it comes to cryptocurrency terms. Now we've seen another drop here. And as that happens, even though the price is going up, it goes to show you exactly how many people are starting to switch from holding it on an exchange to holding it on a not exchange, on a wallet, or whether it's a cold storage wallet or a hot storage wallet. It doesn't matter whether it's in your refrigerator or whether it's in your microwave. Who the heck cares where you're holding it? But it's better to be holding it on a wallet, because that unlocks a lot of the potential. It unlocks a lot of the possibilities that it didn't have before, and we need those for Dogecoin especially. Bitcoin has a lot of things that's going for it, but Dogecoin has a very similar chart. This chart right here for Bitcoin is actually very indicative of the same exact thing happening with Dogecoin. As we see these numbers, then we go back and take a look look at what is happening right now with DogeX. We are currently past the halfway point, 4769 available, which is a pretty good number. It's down past 5,000 and it's moving along very fast. But it actually takes some technical skill, some knowledge of the outside realm of cryptocurrency that's not on exchanges, and that is something that everyone should be learning more about. If you know how to go on these other outside exchanges, if you know how to do things like that, you're going to be in a much better position moving forward, not only with your Dogecoin, but with cryptocurrency altogether. And that's something that we need to talk about more. If you do not know how to actually participate in this and how to mint a DogeX NFT, let me go ahead and walk you through the process real quick. It actually doesn't take very long. The first thing you gotta do is you have to go down there and make MetaMask happen. You gotta download MetaMask on your phone. You can also go through your computer if you want, but it's easier in my opinion on the phone just because it's right there, it's ready to go. So you download MetaMask, the app, on your phone, then it'll actually let you send Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet. You can buy that on Coinbase, you can buy it on another exchange that has access to a wallet, then you send it there to your MetaMask, and once it's on your MetaMask, it's going to be really easy with these next steps here, because then all you have to do is actually go to your browser and MetaMask, which means click on the lines at the top. There's 3 lines, you click on them, it'll open up your browser, you click on it, and then you can type in DogeX.ai in that MetaMask browser. After doing that, it'll take you to that website that I showed you just about 30 seconds ago. And once you're at the website, then all you have to do, you connect your wallet and then click mint, and it'll show up in your OpenSea account. You have to also make an OpenSea account first, because if you don't have an OpenSea account, then you're not going to be able to sell, you're not going to be able to trade. So make sure to do all of those things if you want to participate. And learning this, even though it's not necessarily easy, if you're new to it, is worth it, because a lot of these advantages that we're going to be able to see with the Doge ETH token and things like that in the future, this technical know-how is going to be extremely important in that, and it's going to expand the use case of Dogecoin and expand the abilities of the Dogecoin community, all things that are very positive for Dogecoin. So yes, it absolutely does help, and there's a lot that we have to look forward to when it comes to that, and when it comes to actually helping there, as we're also seeing a lot of rappers and people who are celebrities getting into cryptocurrency. Ja Rule has announced his own cryptocurrency and launched as well a new NFT platform. Capture the moment, become an icon is his shirt there. A lot of rappers, they got pretty big egos, hey? They got pretty big egos, but nonetheless, they are bringing more people into crypto, so I definitely like that. But the US may crack down on stable cryptocurrencies as well. This is kind of a big deal, because a lot of people use stable cryptocurrencies, whether it's Tether or whether it's another coin that is to the US dollar, like USD coin. People are using that as a store of value that's technically still, and when it comes to value, related to the dollar, but also it's not the dollar. It's still an outside store of value. It's still in the cryptocurrency realm. So you can actually kind of skirt around some of those rules there and some of those things that may not apply if you still stay in the cryptocurrency realm. But now the government is saying, well, whoa, wait a sec. So what you're telling me is you can basically have people give you their money, then you can invest it in whatever the heck you want, and then not even have to keep it in a certain thing here or a certain thing there. Tether, they actually have that money invested in different things, which is kind of scary, because what if those investments fail, or what if the economy fails, or what if they go down? It's basically another layer on top of another layer on top of another layer of borrowing money, and when that happens, it's kind of a house of cards. That card house can be built really tall and it can look really beautiful, but it doesn't take much to actually make the house of cards crumble. And so the government, this is an area where I think they actually can help, and maybe there is some intervention that's required here. Maybe there is something they can do to actually make this experience better. And one thing that they're looking at doing is actually making a government stablecoin, which would only be okay if it's still going to be in the realm of crypto, if you can still use it in the way you want. But if not, I mean, there could be some issues here. So there's really a fine line to walk. If the government is just simply going to say, we're making a stablecoin, it's still going to be a cryptocurrency, it's still going to be completely and totally private, and we're not going to track it, we're not going to have any way to do that. As long as that is the case, and we know for a fact that they're not going to be able to do that because it's decentralized, then at that point, I'm going to say, okay, well, this kind of makes sense, because then we won't have it being invested, it can just stay in the dollar. That's really what should be happening when it comes to stablecoins, rather than us having to trust these people to do the right thing. I don't know. That's why personally I've been using USD coin, because I trust it more than Tether. But even still, there does need to be some, or there needs to be some rules in place to actually make sure they don't go too far here. And this is one of the rare times when I actually think the government has a role to play in crypto. Sometimes they go too far. There's overreach. We don't like that. But here's an opportunity for them to actually do the right thing, hopefully. And we're also seeing the SEC is ready to regulate cryptocurrency more broadly. An article like that coming out. And in this one, we have some people saying, this is Ronald Peter Stoffel, who is coming on and saying that he believes Bitcoin is going to hit levels we cannot imagine when it comes to the price, and that gold, well, perhaps it's at the end of its run. Gold is done. BTC and crypto is here to stay. Dogecoin, though, I think nonetheless is still the #1 spot when it comes to potential at the top, and it's really not even close. If you're putting your money into either Bitcoin or Dogecoin right now, that decision should not be difficult. There's so much evidence that points you in the right direction there. Everyone knows what to do in that case, but nonetheless, if you're holding some BTC, that kind of makes sense too, because you don't want to be all into anything too much. If you're all into one crypto, even if it has a lot of potential, there's still some risk associated, because no crypto has 100% potential, and all of them still have risk. But Elon Musk, SpaceX versus the environmentalist, we are seeing Elon Musk being stopped by some people who are trying, or not fully stopped, but we're seeing some resistance by people who say what he's doing is bad for the environment, even though it's significantly better for the environment than a lot of the other space programs. Not only that, but also on top of that, we're seeing Elon Musk move humanity forward, and the amount of negative impacts are extremely small. They're all minimized, so I think there's not really a leg to stand on here. It's a little bit silly. I feel like people who are doing that and protesting just want something to protest. They just want something to be upset about and something to come together to be mad over. They're not really actually genuinely people who have a point, or genuinely people who care about stuff like that. They're just looking for trouble. They're looking for a mess to make, and you know what, maybe they'll get it. Maybe, just maybe, they'll get it, as Cardano also has the smart contracts. Today's a big day for Cardano, but despite it being a big day, well, not too much price movement yet. A lot of times you see buy ahead of time, then sell the news as a policy that tends to work. With this though, there hasn't been a lot of movement, so maybe we'll see some coming here, but I don't think Cardano is going to be one of the top cryptos right now that people are investing in, because there's so many more opportunities further down that have way more potential that's unrealized. Cardano is a cool cryptocurrency, it has some advantages, but it's just not on the same level as plenty of other ones. Anyway, what the heck are you doing? Go down there, subscribe, press like if you want to help this video get to more people. I'm Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.